imagine anyone who tried to doubt me. Yeah. So many friends forever, they gonna wash up in this shit. It's business, yet I'm the only one invested in this bitch. Yeah, I made money this month for waking up late and taking no trips abroad. I get a payment of it, like it's Christmas since the middle of my fucking March. Too many thoughts to remember, I purchase whenever I drop a new song. I hop on a mic and I feel like I'm writing a check for myself, sing along. It's too much to miss when I don't make a hit, so that's why I'm like 50 to 1. I've been recording since I was a little one. It's they wanna know me with a bug.
Your boy got off work early. You know what that means. More content. You guys, I don't think you understand. I'm about to obliterate YouTube. Like, I have so many songs. I have so many songs that are actually like really good songs. We're gonna make fire videos to them. I'm gonna deconstruct them for you all. I'm gonna post songs with lyrics. It's gonna be the whole deal. Buckle up. I want everyone to join the ride with me, because if not, you're gonna have to join it later eventually. If you're watching this, I promise you, you are at the beginning of something big. Mark my words. It is July 24th, 2023. I'll see you in a year, YouTube. Anyway, so we're gonna jump right into it. I'm gonna change out of these clothes, get a little comfy. I'll be right back. We are back. Firstly, I wanted to say on this beat, just before we even get started, this is not a plug, no sponsor, nothing, whatever. Almost every single sound and drum I think that I use comes from this kit right here. This Dinox Supernova Volume 1 is a Serum Bank and a drum kit. I didn't even intend it to be like that, to be honest. Normally when I buy kits, I just want to try them out and work with them. This is probably one of the first beats that I made after I bought this kit, so I wanted to utilize all the sounds. Anyway, without further ado, let's jump right into it. So first we have this Serum sound right here. Simple chords, nothing too crazy going on here. After that, I threw on this sort of lead melody as well. Again, just another sound from the Serum Bank. I mean, that's mostly it for the sounds. After that, it's a lot of drums. So we threw on some pretty complex hi-hats, I'll be honest. Just drew in this pattern, just really kind of worked with it. After that, simple clap. I got an open hat here. Added a snare. After that, I think it's just one more open hat. Threw on this 808 pattern. So you could actually see, if you look here, that I have this ghost note right here. So essentially what this is a note from that exact same 808 that I just showed you in a separate pattern. It's clicked in right here and the volume is turned all the way down. So whenever I place it right after this last note, it completely mutes off. I'll show you what I'm talking about. See how it goes completely silent right there? So that way it actually makes it easy for me to add another 808 or a different synth bass right in that specific moment where it cuts off, and that's exactly what I did. I'll just play it by itself real quickly. It's just this sound. But when you add the two of them together, with the first one cutting off and then putting in the second one, it sounds like this. Pretty cool effect, just adds a little bit of sauce. Last thing for the first section is I added this little kick right here. So for the second part, I have a key change and I also have a mood switch as well, right? So in this last beat that I did this sort of like reverse section. I'm kind of doing the same thing again here. Let me show you exactly how I did that. It's the same chord progression as last time. It's just using a different sound. This is actually from the same Serum Bank. However, it's a bass instrument. I just threw it up a couple octaves and it honestly sounds like a pretty cool instrument. So what I did is I took that sound, I exported it, I pitched it down a few notes, and then it sounds like this. After that, I reversed it. And then after that, I chopped it up to its respective chord notes. So whenever you reverse samples like this, simultaneously, you're gonna flip the chord progression around. So what you actually need to do, it's really simple. You just need to chop up the reverse sound into the chord progressions that it originally was. So for instance, you can see actually where these chords change, right? So we have, since this is reverse, remember everything's flipped. So right here we have chord 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's where these big wave changes are. So what you want to do is you want to cut at every single chord change. So we'll cut here, we will cut here, we will cut here, cut here, 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 and then here. Last thing, you just want to put them in reverse order so that it matches with the original chord progression that you had. I also used the main chords from that first section on this second half. I just pitched it down a little to match the key. Same exact thing with the other lead. So for this section, I actually changed the 808 again. It just sort of adds a unique feeling to this section of the beat, which is exactly what I wanted. I totally switch up tones. I totally switch up vibes in this. So here's that pattern. And then it's got those same hi-hats and kicks. That's honestly mostly it. The last thing that I have right here is this section. It's just these two main sounds exported together as a wave file, and then I just have Looperator thrown off on it. I have this little doubling thing going here. I have a little delay here, and then a tape stop delay right here. I'll show you exactly what that does. So without it, it sounds like this. And then with the Looperator, this is what it's doing. And that's really it. That's the entirety of the beat. It's, again, a simple beat, just an absolute banger smash of a beat. I just bought ChatGPT 4, so I'm going to try as hard as I can to troubleshoot so that I can show you my Pro Tools session. If that doesn't work, I'm sorry, the video will have to end here. If not, let's jump into the lyrics right now. We got it, guys. We figured it out. It took me like 4 hours. Oh my, for the love of God. I am first of all, if it were not for ChatGPT, none of this would have been possible. I am taking my entire stock portfolio and I am investing 100% of it into OpenAI. That is the only reason I even had a chance of figuring out how to do this. I don't even know what I'm looking at right now. It looks like an entire new day, probably because it basically is. Sorry about that. I've got the vocals pulled up and we are recording in Pro Tools. Believe it or not. Let's get started with the intro right here. We have this. And imagine anyone who tried to doubt me here. So not really anything crazy on this. I just have this Oil Room from Echo Boy on these vocals. Here's without it. And imagine anyone who tried to doubt me here. And then here's with it. And imagine anyone who tried to doubt me here. Just a little extra reverb, nothing crazy going on there. I do have a reverse reverb effect right here. It's actually really not that complicated. In order to do that, what you would want to do is take a selection of the part that you want to do the reverse reverb effect on. Select it, copy it, make a new track, paste it. What you would do is you'd actually select a little bit of room behind it. You literally just go to Audio Suite, Reverb, and then I just use Deverb, and then just kind of choose a reverb that you want. I normally do a plate, put the decay up a little bit, and then you just click reverse right here. And then there you go. Boom. It just pastes in your reverb. So for instance, that's what this sounds like.
Too many friends.
The reverb's a little funky. I would normally just tweak the reverb to get it exactly how I want. Anyway, on to the next vocals.
Too many friends forever, they gonna wash up in this shit. It's business, yet I'm the only one invested in this bitch.
Nothing crazy on those. I just have a little bit of Melodyne. Yeah, so literally like,
Too many friends.
yeah, just the first two words. I guess I just missed a pitch or something and I just like kind of corrected it a little bit. I'll do that if I like can't find a pitch or if like I'm just not hitting a certain note. I'll use Melodyne to just either make that like quick fix, or sometimes you can actually use it as more like an instrument. You don't only have to use it as like a fine-tuning sort of thing.
Too many thoughts to remember. I purchase whenever I'm dropping a song. I hop on the mic and I feel like I'm writing a check for myself, sing along.
I guess I can go over these background vocals because that's really the only thing that has any sort of effects, but here we go. I just have this little altar boy on it. I just turned down the Foreman a little bit, -4.6. I guess I just messed with the drive knob. That's really it. I'll show you what that sounds like with just that. So it'll be like this. It just gives it a deeper sort of like tune. I put micro shift on it. It kind of makes it a little wider, a little more space. I just always click the 3 thing. I don't really mess with that too much, to be honest. And then I just use the Vintage Verb Valhalla right here to add some more reverb. The last thing that I need to go over right here is just the key change. Again, really not that much going on here, but I'll show you what I did.
Hold up, wait a second, cause depression thought the shit was finally over. I quit the drugs, I quit the nick, but it gets worse as I get older. I wake up.
I guess on this one, I just added a little bit more frequency in this like higher range right here. Not really like something that I always do. I guess I just wanted that to like sort of pop out a little bit more. Maybe when I added this Echo Boy, it kind of like dampened the sounds and those frequencies a little bit. So I just did that. I will literally just open up Echo Boy and just scroll through all the different presets and like until I find one that I like. And I guess this is just one that I found, Tangerine Splat, which is under reverbs and spaces all the way down here. So without it.
Hold up, wait a sec, here comes depression. Thought the shit was finally over. I quit the drugs, I quit the nick, but it gets worse as I get older.
And then with it.
Hold up, wait a sec, here comes depression. Thought the shit was finally over. I quit the drugs, I quit the nick, but it gets worse as I get older.
Just creates this like obviously like heavy reverb sort of vibe. Like I'm sort of in this like trance, like not really knowing what's going on with like my thoughts in this like depressive state, whatever. These background vocals, I can play these, I guess. It's literally just me just yelling into a microphone with micro shift and a little bit of reverb. If you're wondering, Echo Boy, micro shift, Altar Boy, all of these come from Sound Toys. It's a plugins pack. So here it is right here. Here's Sound Toys, the one that I have. It's just the whole bundle. But if you wanted to buy the individual ones, obviously you are more than welcome to do that too. There's just a ton and they're all about like $100 anyway. So like I just bit the bullet and bought the whole thing. But obviously it's expensive. This whole industry is incredibly expensive with plugins, but that's how I got those effects right there. Only really other last thing would be this outro right here. But again, it's sort of the same sort of stuff going on here. Just the Altar Boy, the micro shift, and the Vintage Verb right here.
Do it to my brain, please don't do it to my brain, no. Hop inside my brain, let's see what you can see, no. Do it to my brain.
But yeah, that's basically it. Guys, thank you for joining me for another episode of Vaulted. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. I'm telling you, we're going to the moon regardless of what anyone thinks. It's gonna happen. I don't care if this video has 50 views. I don't care if it gets 100. I'm gonna keep posting them and we're going to go up. One up's up today for sure. I will be posting a lyric visual teaser sort of thing for this song probably very soon, hopefully next week sometime. But either way, I will catch you guys in the next one. Thank you all so much. Love y'all.